Hello, welcome to Access. My name's Rob, and I've been playing the Marvel's Avengers beta on PS4 and having a brilliant time with everyone's favourite team of superheroes. The beta is also open on PS4 this weekend from the 14th to the 16th of August, and again from Friday the 21st until Sunday the 23rd, so that's 2 wonderful weekends getting a taster of the explosive single-player campaign, experiencing a selection of epic co-op missions, and putting your skills to the test in the aptly named Harm Room, or Holographic Augmented Reality Machine, to give it the full name they definitely thought of after the acronym. Before you dive in this Friday, however, let me tell you about 6 things I really love in Marvel's Avengers. The first thing that stood out to me was the quality of the single-player campaign. In the beta, you get to experience that action-packed prologue we saw footage of last year, a dizzying cocktail of characters and set pieces that gives you a taster of each hero before, the big bad thing happens and the Avengers are scattered. Being in control of this feels electric, no pun intended, as Thor chucks Mjolnir at unfortunate cannon fodder and summons it back into his hand. You can feel your DualShock positively fizzing with every impact. We then get the chance to fly with Iron Man, run and smash stuff as Hulk, punch some manners into Taskmaster with Black Widow, and unleash the righteous fury of Captain America, your only chance to get hands-on with him in the beta. It's as epic and breathless as it sounds, but that's not where the beta finishes. You're soon introduced to Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel, as she and Bruce Banner start the lengthy process of building the Avengers back up. The chemistry between the pair, the heartfelt scenes they share, and the narrative-driven missions they embark upon together mean the campaign feels significant and emotionally impactful. Marvel's Avengers is more than just a co-op PvE brawler in a fancy cape. There's a full-on original story going on here, meaning the game is shaping up to be something you can absolutely enjoy as a single-player experience, in addition to belting evil robots with your friends. And Kamala Khan is our second entry. She basically acts as a conduit for the player, geeking out over all the Avengers' historic paraphernalia.
I know I shouldn't be freaking out right now, but I'm freaking out.
She's an Avenger herself now, but at the same time, she's a fan, unable to contain her gleeful excitement at finally being part of it all.
Now I have my own room on the Chimera. Is this really happening?
And in that respect, she is basically us, also swinging about with her elastic arms and thumping robots with enlarged fists feels incredibly satisfying. And that leads us into the third thing I love about this game, and for me this is the most impressive thing. Whenever you switch characters, it feels like you're playing an entirely different game. A lot of effort has clearly gone into nailing the feel of each character, both in terms of how they fight and how they traverse the world. And remarkably, each Avenger feels good enough that you'll want to have a play with them all. I came into this expecting to have a little go with everyone before settling on Hulk and angrily smashing everything to bits. But I have to say, grapple-juggling aerial enemies as Black Widow and skillfully kicking robots to death feels just as good as it looks. Iron Man rockets through the air and cooks enemies from range. You can really feel the thunk of his cannons as you charge up a heavy attack with triangle. Plus, melting enemies with a well-timed uni-beam is a thing of beauty. Hulk is everything you'd expect and more. He can pound bad guys into next year with his fists, of course. But what I like most about controlling Big Green is how bouncy and agile he is. Get a sprint on in an open area and he can leap about like a big angry superhero, I guess, and it feels amazing. But yes, naturally he does the smashy stuff, and he does it really well. Ms. Marvel, as we've mentioned, is a joy to control. I'm never going to tire of her embiggen thing she does and how good it feels to send AIM grunts reeling with her big stretchy fists. But at the moment, I've got to say, I'm really digging Black Widow. That bone-snapping melee combat coupled with her twin pistols and, the ability to turn invisible is just cool. There's no other word for it. And while Thor and Captain America are only briefly playable in the beta during the opening story mission, you get enough of a taster of those to know controlling them is going to be epic. Captain America crushing bad guys with his shield, and Thor winding up that mighty hammer and sending an entire thunderstorm's worth of voltage into whoever or whatever is unfortunate enough to be in the way. The fourth thing I love, and I'm pretty sure you're all going to love too, is the fact there's so much for fans to discover in terms of Easter eggs. That scene where Kamala gawps in amazement at the Avengers' historic gear is basically just the game showing off. Plus you can find comics and then check out the amazing cover art at any point in the menu. But most importantly, costumes. You can unlock loads of them, and there is a real thrill in recognising characters' iconic looks from stories past. I literally just spent about half an hour poring over the lot of them, slowly rotating the camera, taking in the detail, and I honestly can't wait for when the game launches and everyone's teaming up together and bringing their own individual looks to the party. Oh, and speaking of gawping at stuff that looks cool, there's a photo mode in Marvel's Avengers. Oh yes, there goes multiple hours of my life. This is our 5th entry, by the way. You can pause the game at any point and go into photo mode, fiddling with camera angles, depth of field and filters, and taking some really amazing shots. I like this one I took of Hulk. I think I really managed to capture his personality there. You can even pause the game mid-cutscene and take a photo, like I did here as Black Widow dives after Taskmaster in the prologue. You can't change camera angles during a cutscene, naturally, but you can still play about with filters, which is a really nice way of capturing some of the more epic moments of the game. And our final entry on this list of things we love about Marvel's Avengers, it's the reason we're here, basically. Teaming up and kicking ass as the most iconic superhero team in the world is just mega exciting, and this is where the game really comes into its own. You can play with friends, or if you prefer to play solo, the AI will take control of your companions. Brilliantly, if you do this, they'll all be at the same level you yourself have got them to. So if you power up Hulk's equipment and level him up, that's what he'll come packing if you decide to play as Iron Man or Black Widow. And this is where Marvel's Avengers is just a superhero nerd's dream. Like flying around as Iron Man, disintegrating AIM robots with Stark's advanced weaponry, and you look over there and Hulk's ripping up the floor and chucking it at someone. Ms. Marvel's done her 15-foot tall thing and is swinging those elastic fists. It's the explosive chaos you'd expect from the Avengers playing out on your PS4. As PvE multiplayer goes, I just don't think it gets more exciting than this. You feel starstruck almost, like Kamala Khan when she realises that yes, this is happening. You are part of the Avengers now. And it feels really flippin' cool. So yes, as we mentioned, the Marvel's Avengers beta is live on PS4 from the 14th to the 16th of August, and then again on the 21st until the 23rd. So be sure to get online and try it for yourself before the full game hits PS4 on the 4th of September. Give us a like if you found the video helpful, let us know in the comments which Avenger you're going to play as first, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you're always up to date with everything from the world of PlayStation. Thanks for watching, we'll see you again soon.
PlayStation